Om Shanti. To remain constantly cheerful, be easy natured and tolerant, detached observer. The virtue of remaining cheerful can help you a lot in your efforts, just as your face remains cheerful. In the same way, also keep your soul cheerful. Let this natural virtue be inculcated in the soul. If you remain constantly cheerful, no attraction of Maya will be able to attract you. This is the Father's guarantee. However, in order to remain constantly cheerful, maintain your spiritual honor, be tolerant, and watch the games of Maya as a detached observer. Om Shanti.
The special qualities of Jagdamba and Mama's spiritual heart-to-heart conversation with the Almighty. Mama had mastered the lesson of drama very well. She had such a strong habit of watching everything as a detached observer that she never became disturbed by any scene or situation. Her face always remained calm, balanced, and smiling. She also taught all of us the lesson of nothing new, making us stable, unshaken, and undisturbed.
Sari Saga 90th year of Yagya celebration. Pari Gamaga Sari Saga. So it's a journey, it's a task. So Baba says everyone is moving forward. Pyare Baba Tera Shukriya. Baba is with all of you, and also Brahma Baba, and then all the advanced souls of advanced party. So all together. So quite a big, all of them, all of us. बेहद सुख है दिया शुक्रिया शुक्रिया शुक्रिया
से मधुबन की ओर चले.
But it's incredible to be part of the flame carrying, isn't it? So, congratulations to Baba. Congratulations to the Yagya. And congratulations to every one of us.
क्या कहूँ मैं ये जग से कि क्या पाया है खुद ईश्वर मेरे नसीब आया.
And I have the feeling that these 90 years have been great, and the next 90 years are going to be even better.
पाया है खुद ईश्वर मेरे नसीब आया है. क्या मांगा था मैं.
And I also feel a sense of commitment. And the commitment is really to this feeling of inner life, sweetness of inner life, and also the happiness of that inner transformation.
I really feel deeply connected with the family, and I want to continue to come and give my part of Sewa.
To try to be the person what Baba wants us to be.
You came to us this darkest night. You gave us back our inner sight. You found us broken and full of shame. You gave us back our crowns again. To have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything. Oh Baba, dearest Baba.
So Baba says everyone had been the part of the whole journey. It's like a march.
Wave, you dance, whatever. That is
कर्म योगी कर्म क्षेत्र पर सदा सफलता पाता है. प्रभु याद में किया कर्म जो कर्म योग कहलाता है.
Into this sacrificial fire, the old, the impure, the false, all sorrow, all waste finishes. And out of this sacrificial fire, there emerges happiness, purity, beauty, divinity.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 2. To remain constantly cheerful, be easy, natured, and tolerant. Today's topic, Detached Observer. self-respect point. I am a spiritual guide. How, through the pilgrimage of remembrance, can I become like a lotus flower? Baba is the supreme guide. As he is his child, I too am a guide. Companioned by an almighty army of spiritual powers, I am guiding other souls on a subtle spiritual journey. Practice, I am taking all souls on a journey through the three worlds. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om, Om Shanti. This is the month of Mama, and I think most of you know her story. And when she came with her mother sister, one who was Shantamani Dadi, was Mama's sister, Mama's mother's sister. And when she came, she was actually had finished school. Dadi Prakashmani, Dadi Janki, they all were in the same school. And sometimes Dadi Janki shares that, oh, Mama was brilliant, was beautiful, was a good singer, was very, very, kind of shining star in the school. And when she came to Baba, Baba instantly felt that, her, what she is. And so it's a long story, but then she started coming regularly. As you all know, you all must have heard also, there are some of the songs which Baba used to write and others, very beautiful songs. And one of the sister, her name is Sarla. Actually, Sarla Dadi, she recently left body. And she used to sing those songs. And Mama will also sing. But Mama played that big, they call it sitar. Like you have guitar, we have sitar. Sitar is quite big and guitar could be small too. So was very sweet, very lovely. Understood the knowledge as Baba is giving, not on interpretation, not on, illustration, as it is. And naturally, it's like, pure, completely pure. And see, that all shows into not only what you are, but how you give sustenance to the family. Anyway, Baba, she was 23 when Baba told her that you will be playing part of the mother of Yagya. And so she accepted, and after that was big changes in her. Very sweet, lovely, which she was always. Here like there is a lot of, these days, anger, all that, but in those days, majority of the souls were calmer and sweeter. But what I today got thought about is that when they had this, Omanli had to appear in the court because some husbands, they complained, and so she went to the court. So when she's in the court, then the judge is there, lawyers of that person is there. And she was asked to take oath, holding Gita in hand. And generally they say, God, I see you everywhere, here, there, something like that. And she said, no, I'm not going to take this oath because God is not omnipresent. So the lawyer, even judge was shouting, do what we're telling you to do. She said, no, I'm not going to say it. And then judge said, okay, say it what you want to say. Then she said it in a completely different way. So interesting that her courage, so much courage that anyway then they start asking question about Brahma Baba. Did he do this? Did he do this? And she will say yes, as father he did. No, as you all know, there was a time that, Baba used to kind of take us into his arms. And so did he do this? She said yes. As a father, when daughters or sons came, he will take, it's like, and it's her purity was so much that she is 23 and brothers are meeting her, we are meeting her. But like, she is so pure, in the sense of like for us all, we have Maryada. We don't even shake hands, right, with brothers. But for Mama, it was like her purity. They are my children, 23-year-old Kanya. And so her purity, her understanding of knowledge, so obedient. And whatever Baba said, she will get it done. She will do it, So I think it was like really a rare personality. I mean, after that we had Dadi Prakashmani. She was unique also. Every Dadi was, Dadi Gulzar were very, very powerful. And then facing her own, leaving the body. I don't want to use word death, but I still remember so much because when doctors said no treatment, we were supposed to get something from Germany, some injection, which later on we were able to send for many sisters from here. And they got cured, but we didn't know anyone in Germany. So then Baba said, well, she was in Pune, come back, be in Madhuban, and she also knew. And then some or other, we had a family doctor, was very famous. So we start treatment with him and was very, very good doctor. So he said, another 17 days, maximum she will leave her body. We didn't tell her, but we knew every day we will count, really after 17 days. But even for 2 days before, dadis will be, because all dadis will sit around her, won't go anywhere. They left their centers and just be with Mama. And dadis will ask, what you thinking, drama. And her face had no sign of sickness, no sign of sickness. And no sign of that I will be leaving body in 2 days. When I sometimes saw that and I think of myself, I don't know, I don't think I have that stage. I don't know, but because we feel, I'm not sure, there might be when the time is near. But what I'm saying that how knowledge into a reality, from that stage was amazing. And so her sustenance quality. So of course we all also are taking care of Yagya family, and so changing knowledge into power, changing knowledge into, that was life of Dadis and of course of Mama. And detached observer for your own body. We always talk of detached observer of scenes of drama, but she was really detached observer. And so we saw that how, this, it was a real stage, real stage. So a Vyakti signal for us to practice as our homework for whole day until tomorrow evening is be a detached observer. The virtue of remaining cheerful. Mama's face was blossoming, very, very completely full and smiling and very beautiful. The virtue of remaining cheerful can help you a lot in your efforts. So we practice, oh, I am cheerful. Let me be cheerful. And then I see my efforts are going faster. And this has to be experimented, no? What Baba is saying, we experiment this. Baba says, just as your face remains cheerful, in the same way also your soul, keep your soul cheerful. This whole thing of soul cheerfulness has to be understood and practiced. Baba said, let this natural virtue be inculcated in the soul. If you remain constantly cheerful, what Baba is guaranteeing, if you remain constantly cheerful, then attraction of Maya will not be able to attract you. So Baba said, this is Father's guarantee to you. Remain cheerful, then no attraction of Maya. Baba says, however, in order to remain constantly cheerful, what we have to do? Maintain your spiritual honor. Many words really we need to churn and practice. One signal and so many points, right? I mean, when we listen, we say, okay, but do I really have, what is spiritual cheerfulness, right? Spiritual honor. Baba says, be tolerant and watch the games of Maya as a detached observer. That means, let's say Baba's child is acting in a way which is not appropriate, let's say. So Dadi Gulzar used to say, Maya is making him play that, do that. Maya is making this. Somebody went and said, but this had been child of Baba for so many years. But look at how she gets upset so quickly. She says she doesn't get Maya maker. So it's like Maya tries in different ways. But Baba says, if you remain cheerful, then Maya will not have spiritual honor. What is that? It's a lot of churning. What I find in awake, signal, there is so much homework, observer of what? Games of Maya through different souls, how do you see Maya? When Maya enters in someone, but do we at that time observe as if Maya making this one do that? Or we say you are like this, you're doing that. When Maya is making you do this. So it's a very, understanding each aspect, churning on that, experimenting with that. I think it's quite a lot for us to do. And I think it's needed. We need all that. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I'm so glad that this is Mama's month and that you share all of that. It's very inspiring. Um, I like this soul cheerfulness. And I have been exploring something about the healing power of Manmanabhav. So I want to ask you, I have it written because my English is, would it be accurate to say that there are different levels of remembrance and that at certain stage, remembrance becomes such that it heals the subtle wounds caused by vices, situations of the past, etc., like a life-giving herb? For example, I haven't been practicing a way of healing the traces of sadness and suffering that remain in the heart by bringing Baba in each of my the relationships. Baba as my father that never abandoned, that is always there, that something like that. And it has been a deeply healing process for me. I have drawn a great deal of inspiration from Daddy Yankee because toward the end of her life, she laughed with such naturalness in such a contagious way as though even the subtlest traces of the past had been completely erased. What could you share from your own experience about this process? How have you experienced the transformative power of remembrance?
I remember it was last week or so, one of the brother who was having chit chat asked this question about quality of remembrance or qualities in remembrance. So for me, it's like in who Baba is, we know, but then relationships, of course, is one thing, but also taking his virtues, like his sanskars. What Baba is, ocean of love. What Baba is, ocean of knowledge. So as much you keep remembering, like if I can just take, Baba is ocean of peace. And some mornings I did it just Baba, merge in Baba is ocean of love, I am love, or ocean of peace. And what happening in that remembrance, let's say there had been some past experiences or had been something which happened in the past, but as much you are receiving, being merged in ocean of peace, then somewhere that, some disturbance had been caused, upheaval has come, whatever had happened in the past. So what we have to do is remember Baba, not only saying Baba, your point of light and incorporeal, but actually Baba's qualities in relationship, like I look at Baba as father with the quality of a bestower. I look at Baba as teacher, one who is bestower of nectar. So I think if you combine Baba's qualities and relationships, and of course, every virtue of Baba is like Baba's power, right? Peace is a big power, love is a big power. So what I find is if our remembrance is this way, especially one should do more in Amrit Vela, for 45 minutes, 1 hour, just take one virtue, an ocean, and I am merged into that. And you remain merged, you find so much change in yourself, transformation, that, as you said, that the past traces are completely erased, and you are very joyful, as you mentioned, that before, like Dadi Janki, when I met her, was so serious, always tapasya. One day people used to tell her when she was kind of the main chief after Dadi Prakashmani. Everyone, she started giving classes. No, we want picnic like Dadi Prakashmani. Everyone will openly say in Madhuban, we don't want this. We don't want your class. We want picnic of Dadi Prakashmani. And so that was the time. And now she will laugh and she will make you, it's like something very, that means emerging of the golden aged sanskars too. Not only erasing past, because transformation is like, oh, you used to be very sad about certain things, and now you are cheerful. You don't. So remembrance is bringing all these transformations, and I think all of us should try in the morning, 1 hour, whatever we sit, to take Baba's relationship and the virtue and how he gives us. Baba is purifier. He is ever pure, making us pure. Beautiful experience you will have. And those experiences bring, that becomes our personality. That means the change has happened a lot.
Thank you, because I have been doing 15 days of that, but now I will add the virtues in each one of those relationships. The other question is related of how we connect with danger, because we had in our conversation in the regional meeting, there was the awareness of how dangerous things are becoming. And so the question is, in your experience, what role do innocence and purity play in the way we relate to danger? For example, today, during a period of silent reflection, I walk into the forest and I remember the joy and freedom I felt as a child. Back then, we didn't know about ticks, nor did we think about animals attacking to us. So our connection with nature felt so natural, so close, spontaneous, sweet. As we grow older, we become aware of danger, and we suddenly, everything seemed like a threat. Little by little, we lose the ability to enjoy life with the same natural easiness or easy. So how important is to regain that feeling that life is benevolent? How can we find the balance between a mature awareness of risks and the innocence that allow us to live with trust and joy?
You should introduce yourself. You didn't say, because the question she is asking because of her profession she has, and because I know I can connect to the question.
Om Shanti. Marianne from Costa Rica. It's because I work as psychologist, and normally I work with trauma. And so this topic for me is very interesting. It's not like it's not like we can pretend to be cheerful. It has to be something that it's very natural, no?
Questions are all connected with the mind and shit. Today I think a big bear came right in the morning, and they, Bhumi Ben, they were reading Murli, and they saw a big bear from the window, and then she told everyone, come, all of you. She stopped Murli. See, this big bear has come. Yeah. Very few of us really take time to be in the nature. I remember I used to come and sit in the sun, always here outside, but it doesn't happen that much. But for me, lot of qualities, I thought I got it when I'm in nature. I used to be in Kashmir for about 3 years, but then I used to go. Then I came back to Delhi. And there is a, in Kashmir, there is a beauty of, falls, lot of falls when it snow. So we did the exhibition there. It was really near the fall. And I will go and sit there. And when the flow of that, or if you get to sit on the bank of Ganges in Haridwar, amazing the way the flow and the music of those waves of Ganges, you could just feel. So what I learned, because everything is unlimited, it's like water. If there is a tap water and there is a water of Ganges, or there is water from that fountain, or this flow which was coming. So lots of qualities we give example that roses have fragrance, right, color, beauty, but what is given to is a soil, right, which has no smell, right? Manure doesn't have really anything, but from where this beautiful flower, color, fragrance comes. So whatever are the circumstances, sometimes those adverse situations help you to come something like a rose. So I always look at anything which is adverse, anything which is little bit, I say, well, it's beneficial because some of your virtues emerge. I was once in Dubai, and there was a conversation on that pressure is also important. There was a professor with me, because under pressure like I give example that once we were very late for the flight in Washington, Dadi Janki was with me, and she walks, but slowly. But we had to reach the gate within 9 minutes. Flight will leave, and it was quite late night. And I said, Dadi, it's up to us. There was no one with the wheelchair, so she ran with me, and we made it. And she sat on the seat, said, "Oh, I didn't know I could run." There is a joke, there was a very heavy man, and he kept running. And why he was running? Because a dog was chasing him. So he ran very fast. So this whole thing of risk and danger, so when we came here, it's almost 26 years now, there used to be a lot of bear, and they used to call them bear of the town. That means don't be scared. They will come with the whole family. Like I asked them, was he alone or with his wife and children? Because they used to go, 4 of them, and they walk nicely. And I am panicky now. So I run. So they are panicky, they think I am attacking them. So they run, right? So what I am creating in them is panic. So I think that innocent or whatever, we have to be cautious, we had to be, but also remember that, they were saying that all the animals are also very calm and all that. So it's the vibrations of each other. We fear them, they fear us. They think the man is going to kill me. So we have to be careful and not I'm innocent and stand in front of bear, come, you can attack me, no. But once I remember some sisters try, they are walking and they keep walking nicely on the side of them, and they will never attack. That's what in the beginning we had, transmigration used to happen of when the weather changes, then animals, they going back from one climate to other. And we used to have so many of them, different kinds. And anyway, we enjoyed, but of course we remain careful also. So, like one person said, I don't want to live in this cautious state of mind. Always be cautious of this, always, because it's a tension deeply within. But to be careful is important. It's necessary. So yes, we learn from nature, and then there is something dangerous which comes. There are many stories, but I think our time is kind of, yeah.
Good. So the last question is related because in the message, Javier message, Baba spoke about tolerance. But I want to ask you about patience. Patience. Because I have been working on patience this year in me. And I have realized that for some other religions, that Buddhism, patience is a pillar. So I know that it's connected with tolerance, but to be patient. For example, this song that I always love that comes in the Morley one, sometimes that all mind have patience. Like you can sing. The days of happiness are about to come. So patience. Can you just briefly share about that?
This is one thing. Most important thing is when you have to discern and decide. Sometimes in reaction we are deciding, and it won't be good because person will be affected, plus it will continue. May not be verbally, but so I think that Dadi Janki said, think before you think. Think even before you think. Of course, we say think before you speak. So this helps us to have patience. Be introvert, take few moments. For me, what I had been practicing a lot is I create my eternal quality for a minute, create that, and then I do. So I feel that eternal qualities of the soul will make you not only neutral, not only impartial, but elevated. So I had been using a lot now that what I have to say or what I have to do. And so my mind and intellect have that patience is that I bring equality. There are 7 eternal qualities. So I bring one, and then in that state of mind, then the patience comes.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's good. Very good. Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.